Welcome to this demonstration on setting up an AWS Control Tower landing zone. In the AWS Management Console search bar, enter Control Tower. On the Services menu, choose Control Tower. In the AWS Control Tower console, choose Set up Landing Zone. On the Review Pricing and Select Regions page, review what you can expect when you set up AWS Control Tower for existing AWS organizations. You can also review the pricing information. For Home Region, choose the AWS region where you want to deploy AWS Control Tower. For Select Additional Regions for Governance, select any additional regions that you want AWS Control Tower to govern. Keep all other settings as the default. Then, choose Next. On the Configure Organizational Units page, for Change OU Name optional, notice that the default foundational OU name is Security. You can keep this name or enter a new name. In the Additional OU section, choose Create New OU Recommended. Then, for Change OU Name optional, you can keep the default name as Sandbox or enter a new name. Choose Next. On the Configure Shared Accounts page, for Log Archive Account, select Create New Account. Then, for Create Account, enter an email address that you want to receive notifications for your Log Archive account. This email cannot be in use for another AWS account. Next, for Audit Account, select Create New Account. For Create Account, enter an email address that you want to receive notifications for your audit account. This email address cannot be used in another AWS account. Now, choose Next. For additional configurations, keep all default settings. Choose Next. On the Review and Setup page, review your configuration choices. In the Service Permissions section, expand Learn more about permissions. Review this section to make sure that you understand the permissions that AWS Control Tower will use to administer AWS resources and enforce rules on your behalf. Then, expand Learn more about guidance to make sure that you understand the guidance on the use of AWS Control Tower and the underlying resources. To give AWS Control Tower permission to administer resources and enforce rules on your behalf, select the statement confirming that you understand the permissions and guidance. Choose Set up Landing Zone. Wait for the landing zone setup to complete. This process can take up to 60 minutes. After the landing zone is set up, you will receive a confirmation message. Thank you for your participation.